Nice and quiet, isn't it? Yeah, getting a little louder. I could have swore yesterday that I bumped the almighty lever so it would start moving. I got marks on here, that's where I run it, give or take. I swear to God it was moving yesterday. Well, I know it was. So it moved a little bit, but pressure change or something, you know, when I got the little gun going, the bottom might have messed that up. But there, let's just show you where she's at this morning. When I got at the feed barn and looked down, I went, oh. It appears that it's probably not shooting over the fence anymore, but that's all the farther it made it by the looks of it. And depending on where you're looking from over there, you can't tell where it's at for sure. I mean, midday yesterday, it looked like it was about where it should have been. Last night, it looked like it was about where it should have been. Oh well, it is what it is, and this is what we got this morning. 56 degrees and 75% humidity, but that 56 feels cold this morning. And, you know, I've been out here at 53 degrees and felt much warmer. Yeah, Ron said he's running into sprinkles on his way to work, and he lives that way, and he follows the highway on the other side of the hill to go clear up to Maury's to get his truck. And let's see, no, he's not on the highway over there yet. He was on the road that goes from Newburgh across to Gaston. Said it was sprinkling there. And number 2 got out of here, stole my pickup, of course, to go to school again. She got that away over here on the highway, and said it was sprinkling there. Well, I was coming up the lane right here with the bike when it was a few big drops, but not for long. And that's what they said last time in the news. They said expect some sprinkles. That's pretty much what they said. So we'll see if they're lying or not. Because, I don't know. My phone app don't say anything about it. Or it didn't. And it does say 30% chance like Thursday and Friday, I think. There's your hawk feather. That's a pretty good one. I've noticed this year, all over the pastures, there's a whole bunch of like more downish type hawk feathers. Probably from the young ones, I would imagine. Anyway. That's what we got. These funny looking things blocking the sky. I don't know what. Oh well, I could get the other traveler going now. Now that I got this one figured out, and hopefully it keeps moving. I haven't got the little gun turned on yet. I got it stretched out behind me. But when I come past here, yes, this drainage ditch is still full. We threw enough water on here that that's where it is, and yeah, it can't drain out yet. But I'm trying to get close enough. I knew somewhere there was another killdeer nest. Because the way some of them were acting, well, that's a young one. That's like 1/3 size of an adult. I don't know where the other one went. I saw 2 of them, but I only find the one now. And I'm not fast enough to follow it. Because it done went all the way around me. Actually got within a couple feet of me. Oh, here, I could zoom you back out so it's a little better picture. I must be too close to something. They don't like me being right here. Okay, I'll move. So I have no idea where they did have their nest. And Bam Bam thinks she's interesting. I hope not. Because this late, yeah, they should all be bred already. But as we've found over the years, when you have those nice hot spells, if they're not bred quite long enough coming into one of those spells, they're not bred anymore. And the bulls get slightly affected by that hot spell too. Little bugger's just going to keep flying across in front of me and teasing me. I don't know. And that was the little one too. There's a big one over here. Right there. So, anyway, time will tell what the hell. We may have a bunch of open cows when it comes time to preg check. I don't know. If so, well, we'll have a one-time big paycheck, but then there won't be any, so. Oh well. And all I did earlier was just that little spitting. There's still a little bit on the bike, but that's about half of what it did, so. Anyway, I'm going to turn a valve on right after I check that line, make sure they didn't kick it off last night. That's what I love about having old pipe and having cows in with it. Oh well. He's just got to talk when he walks. I don't know. And that's his favorite spot right there for trying to dust himself. I don't think he can walk by there without doing that. What? Yeah. Bull's got to have something to do, right? I'd rather have him doing that there than taking it out on fence posts or the bike or a traveler or something else, you know. Yeah, I'd have got him over here, but Sunset Prairie Ranch posted a picture of an exploded roller off his baler, and I was making a comment on that, so I had to finish it. Boisterous bugger. At least he isn't overly loud. Some bulls just got to be so loud you hear him for 10 miles. He's just got to make noise. Pretty much just a big puppy dog. Just don't ever turn your back on him anyway, because you never know. Even if you don't mean to, he can still hurt you pretty bad. I tell people they start swinging that head, that's 300 pounds that don't have a brake on it. Bad enough getting hit with a 20-pound sledgehammer. Now get hit with a 300-pound head. Break bones, bust up organs. Yeah, he'll talk his way all the way to the barn. If you hear a little click when he walks, I don't know why, but he's walking with his hind legs a little closer together than normal. He's tapping his dew claws on the way by. Kind of interesting, because I ain't never noticed him walking like that either, so. And now he's going to yell at all those birds. I don't know if you can see them. Old ground full of birds in front of him. Say, get out of my way, get out of my way. Can't tell it, but it's no lighter outside than it is in here. It's actually probably lighter in here. So what'd you do today? Oh, I screwed off all day. Pretty much. This is our old one. I don't know what I did, but I took it apart. I did a bunch of tests and I couldn't find anything wrong. And I put it back together. And look at that. It's popping up all zeros. Put it in your hand. It's coming out about the right thing. And yes, that's about what it is in here. That's temperature side. So it is now working. The new one, after we put bales in the barn yesterday, number one, gave it to Becky and said, hey, go put that back in the house, because there's a drawer in the house. We keep it. Take the battery out, unhook it. Becky lost the door. It couldn't have gone too far. I mean, really. It's in an area probably the size of my work table here, plus a little, you know. I've looked for it 3 or 4 times. Becky's looked for it. Number one looked for it. We can't find it. I mean, obviously it's, you know, maybe it flipped up and there's some coveralls and stuff hanging there. You know, maybe it's hung up in those. I don't know. But it was pulling the crap of throwing all zeros half the time when you got it in a bale. I haven't taken this out and put it in a bale yet, but holding on to my hand, then it'll pop up right. The other thing I was doing, I was going to get some pipe clamps, like for holding your plumbing in your house, that kind of thing, and drill a couple holes and clamp this thing on the front of the bike. Well, I couldn't find anything. I have one that's the right size, the others are too big, so I said screw it. The sprayer that I have that I put on the back of that bike that I haven't done for a while is set up this way, and it's still a little warm here because I just welded that on. 1-inch angle iron, and yeah, that one's tweaked. I tacked them on and I went to put it on, and there's enough bow in the bottom of this box that one tweaked, and that's where everything fit tight. It didn't wiggle. So, and what I'm going to do with the chain link is, I had this strap strapped over it, but you know, so many years rubbing on the corner of the box, this part's still good. So I'm just going to cut that strap and tie it. This will hook. I got to open that hook up a little bit. This will hook down on the frame down below. So I'm going to get that cooled off a little bit, and then I will bring you back and show you on the bike. There it is. Tied off there, hooked down there, pulled up tight. Sits right back where it was. Hooks there. This keeps it from sliding anyway, but both of these are in fairly close to the next cross piece, so it's not like it can go anywhere. And now to fill it back up. Nice looking box, huh? Just think, that was a toolbox on the side of an old truck for years. For the most part. Yeah, it's a little bigger tank. It's a 7-gallon. That's out of the trailer. They were full when we got it, and we're never going to use them in there. And a little secret. There's roofing screws in the bottom of this going into that. It's got a lid. I think the lid's on it. I don't know. But it's into the lid section anyway where it's heavier. That keeps it up here where you can get to it. Otherwise, that can's to clear down in there and you can't get the lid off. And there'd be the flakes of sulfur. And yeah, I've filled this a couple of times. And I think I was showing you before how much I usually use. Depends on the runs. I mean, at least that much in a little cup. Most of the time I'll go almost clear full. Because sometimes you got a lot of miles of runs. And if I look at this, you see the flat spot? Yeah, I'm going to turn it. Fits better that way. The only thing I got to do yet is, I don't have a strap over it, and it's a taller tank, so it'll still get, probably bungee it down, I guess. Bungees work good for a lot of things. And nuts welded on there so that stops it can't fall any farther. And the way it works on here, that can't get around to touch anything if it's hot. So yeah, there's our gopher getting set up. And there's how our whole day's been. Sun came up for a little bit. Oh yeah, probably should show striker, little chunk of chain link hanging there. And when I light it, you crack the valve on. We just got a ball valve. Crack the valve, and this side that you move, just smack it like that, and you're lit. Just don't get your hand in the way. And a couple water bottles that, yeah, one was for drinking, one was for in case I needed to hose a spot down. Throw the bigger one in, maybe the smaller one will fit, I don't know. There we go, they're in there.
So anyway, that's my day. My day's over since I just got this together. And I'm gonna park it in the shed. Shut some stuff off in here. At some point, I still need to get back on this thing and get it out of here. I was asked that question today. Well, when are you gonna do that? Yeah, When am I gonna have time? Oh yeah, got number 2 to stop at Napa. Belt for the auger in the barn. New belts for the air compressor on the other side of that wall. Since one of them is shredded and the other one's not in very good shape, it's missing some chunks, like it's almost gone. And Becky's finding me all kinds of stuff that's stored in grain bin number 7. That was the empty bin when we moved out of town. It's amazing what you find when you didn't look for it. You wondered where it was. Bucking tape, a couple of trail cams, old hard hat, and emergency radio. Important things in there. Jeweler's glasses, just like the set that's in that toolbox over there. That's what I had to use to put this back together, because you're looking through a tiny gap to try to see about 50 little freaking pins line up. I couldn't do it. Had to grab the jeweler's glasses. But hey, it's together. And that's more than enough. So thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you all had a good day.